Hello, it's 4 minutes o'clock on Allnews Nigeria. I am Okwemi Olubimi. Here are the headlines for today. Former United States President Donald Trump pleads not guilty to charges. Microsoft's Activision takeover blocked by United States court. Now the news in details. Former United States President Donald Trump was on Tuesday, June 13, 2023, placed under arrest at the federal courthouse in Miami, where he will face 37 criminal charges related to his handling of classified documents at his Florida Mar-a-Lago resort. Trump, who is the first former United States president to face federal charges, is expected to plead not guilty. This second indictment comes just months after Trump was charged by a Manhattan grand jury in a separate hush money case. Trump has denied any wrongdoing in both cases and has vowed to stay in the 2024 race despite the charges. Trump was placed under arrest by Deputy United States Marshals, and his booking process and that of his aide and co-defendant Ward Nahuta was completed. The Marshals on Tuesday took electronic copies of his fingerprints at some points during the proceedings. Trump will likely enter a plea, and there will be a discussion of the conditions of his pretrial release. It's also possible that potential restrictions are brought up about Trump's conduct as the case moves forward.
President Trump is in a very unique position where he doesn't need to be given a mugshot, obviously. He is not a flight risk. He is the leading candidate of the GOP at the moment. He is going through a process that has been coordinated with Secret Service, and it will all be handled seamlessly.
Tuesday's proceedings was overseen by magistrate judge expected to be Jonathan Goodman, who is the magistrate on duty in Miami this week. Meanwhile, dozens of supporters waving flags gathered on a street by the Miami court, where Trump surrendered to authorities and was processed. In other news, a United States regulator has succeeded in a bid to temporarily block Microsoft's £55 billion takeover of video game maker Activision Blizzard, preventing the deal being completed this week. The Federal Trade Commission (FTC), which opposes the tie-up on competition grounds, went to court last night for a preliminary injunction. A two-day hearing in which all sides will put their case on the grounds for the injunction only has now been scheduled for next week in San Francisco. The ruling is the latest milestone on the rocky regulatory road for the companies. Their takeover plans would give Microsoft control over important gaming content such as Call of Duty, Overwatch, and World of Warcraft. The deal was blocked by UK regulators. United States District Judge Edward Davila said the temporary restraining order granted to the FTC was necessary to maintain the status quo while the complaint is pending and preserve the court's ability to order effective relief in the event it determines a preliminary injunction is warranted, and preserve the FTC's ability to obtain an effective permanent remedy in the event that it prevails in its pending administrative proceeding. Microsoft said it welcomed the FTC's temporary injunction as it would accelerate the legal process. It has argued that the deal would benefit gamers and gaming companies alike and has offered to sign a legally binding consent decree with the FTC to provide Call of Duty games to rivals including Sony and Nintendo for a decade. And that's it on today's news. To keep up with Allnews Nigeria, kindly follow us on all social media platforms displayed on the screen. I am Okwemi Olubimi. Do have a lovely evening.